Did the year go as you expected?
Definitely not, man. Like, in terms of like, I knew it was going to be hard work, and I don't mind like standing at a market all day for 12 hours in the rain, etc. That doesn't bother me in the slightest, man. But I just didn't see the lockdown thing coming. Like
Mm.
the situation we've had to deal with this year. Like, I've really had to like pivot the way we run the business. Like, I was trying to sit and think like and get into the mind of my ideal customer. So the first few days, like I was sharing like recipes, how to make naan without yeast and things like that. Just trying to bring as much value as
Hmm.
possible through the content. And like,
But this was
I
content from home.
yeah, content
Whenever,
from home.
but this is what I find interesting is that when there's a major market shock like
Yeah,
COVID,
yeah,
it almost resets everyone.
hmm
So it's from scratch. You had to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to learn, promote, do whatever. So it's brilliant I can't wait to hear what you're going to say, just because people that aren't as entrepreneurial as you are might just sit and complain. So I think
yeah.
it's
That's it. Like,
really
I
important.
totally agree. Like, you've just got to adapt, haven't you? Like, one of the things I started doing, I noticed that I was using every other social media platform, but I was only scratching the surface with TikTok. And I'm looking at people with thousands of followers, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a little go. I don't care about like the people have a certain idea of apps, don't they? Like,
Mhm.
when TikTok came out, people say, oh, it's just for kids dancing and that. But if you search for hashtags relevant to your industry, you will find really good content on there as well. So I just started using the TikTok app as the tool to string little mini clips of video together, and then the penny dropped. I thought I could make recipe videos with this. So I got a tripod, pretty cheap off Amazon, placed my camera above my pan, and just filmed little mini clips of, you put this in, you put that in, you put that in. This is what you end up with. Sharing that on YouTube and sharing it on Pinterest. Like, sometimes I think Pinterest is such I've mentioned it a few times now. It's an underappreciated app. Like, I'll post a recipe video on there, and then I'll forget about it because I'm busy doing other stuff. And I'll go back on my Pinterest page a few weeks later and think, oh, I'll have a look how that video did. And it might have got like 50,000 views. And I'm like, wow, man.
Wow.
I know, man. Like, I haven't even spent a penny on ads or anything like that. I've literally just made a recipe in my kitchen and then shared it, and then 50,000 sets of eyes have seen it. And I'm just like, wow, man, like the opportunity we have in our phones is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Because you said exactly the same thing the first time we met in Middlesbrough next to the stadium having coffee. And it
All
was,
right.
no, you did. You said exactly the same thing because you were quoting Gary Vee. And
Okay.
it was because at the time we were talking about social media and actually
Mm-hmm.
how important it is because it is scary to put yourself out there and you
Yeah,
risk
man.
judgment and stuff. But
Yeah.
actually, so I do um, LinkedIn and Twitter are my main
Yeah.
two, and
Okay.
Instagram. But
Yeah.
realistically for me, LinkedIn is the main one. I dabble at Facebook a little bit just because it automatically feeds through from Instagram. But
Yeah.
I never actually tried TikTok or the others just 'cause it's not really me.
Yeah, of course.
It's not necessarily a bit, a business kind of audience, but actually Pinterest I'm interested in. And this is why
Yeah.
it's really good feedback because I have ideas in my head about what I want to do next year. And it's
Yeah.
almost at the point where for my own business structure, I almost as a challenge want to see how big a business I can grow when it's just me
Yeah.
because it's all about minimizing overheads
Of
and
course it is.
everything that goes
Yeah.
with it because that's where your profit comes from.
Of
And
course.
actually, but it's how now that I've got some cash to reinvest in stuff. Like one of the things that I reinvested in this year was the iMac to really up my
Yeah.
streaming game, just because my
Yeah.
old 4-year-old laptop just couldn't handle this. It was just too much. It was going crazy.
I get that.
But actually,
What?
with next year, I think investing for someone else to run my social media, I
Yeah.
think could be a real game changer for me.
Yeah, just because it obviously, like, if somebody's blasting out that content for you and you could make this video now, and then if you had somebody else who was editing it and stripping it down to like little 20-second snippets or whatever,
Hmm.
and then sharing them, like, that's just more eyes that are going to be aware of what you're doing, isn't it?
I'm
So
with you.
it sounds
That's
like a natural piece of growth, really, that.